Women can't have it all because we are busy facilitating men to have it all. It's not that women can have it all, it's that women are expected to do it all. Hi, I'm Summer Tothill. Every week on my Instagram, I run a Q&A with my followers. They ask me their questions about how gender equality and oppression is affecting them in their world, and I answer. If you join me on Instagram, you can take part in the Q&A, ask your own questions, get your answers, get involved. How can women cope when they lose boyfriends or male friends to the red pill movement? Yeah, that's really upsetting. I've never lost a male friend to the red pill movement, but I have noticed male friends unfollow this account. And obviously I can't guess as to why they unfollowed. I don't want to make an assumption that they just can't handle the feminism, because I've always been a very vocal feminist and a very vocal left-wing sort of person. So how can they be surprised? But I do think that some of the men that I knew before I started going hard on public feminism have stepped away from my life a little bit, and I think there is a relationship. That being said, I've never lost anyone to the red pill movement. And I think that the way that I could cope with that, just personally, is by remembering that any man who is susceptible to the red pill movement wasn't a safe friend for me to begin with. If he had a wedge, a little crack open in him that allowed the red pill movement to get in, then that man wasn't the man that you thought he was to begin with. And you may have to grieve, more than grieving the loss of him, grieve the loss of what you thought he was. It hurts to lose someone, but I think you can temper that hurt with your fury of them going down a path that actively harms you and people like you. Let your anger and your betrayal be the force that actually helps you get over it rather than keeps you stuck in it. Maybe you can use that fierceness to do some activism for the other side, some activism for gender equality, for feminism, for women's safety, for domestic violence, for whichever part of gender depression moves you the most. Try to move the needle on your side rather than feeling impotent and helpless. Why do men think women exploit them in a divorce settlement? Men can walk away from divorces where there are children involved, believing that they owe their spouse nothing, even if their spouse was the primary caregiver. It's wild. They literally think that they can set up a situation where the choices that they make together with their spouse are going to affect her ability to earn money and get jobs in the future. And they get to walk away from that consequence-free, with all the benefits of it, but without having to compensate for having set up that dynamic to begin with. Men only want to provide for their families as long as that family is under their roof, in their presence, lending them the status and the respect that comes with being a dad and being a family man. They believed that they were the only one who was doing something for that family because they were financially contributing, right? They go through the divorce courts or whatever, and they are surprised to find that actually they weren't the only one contributing to that relationship. And actually, there is a monetary value on being a mother, being a domestic laborer, being a primary caregiver of children, and that needs to be compensated for in a divorce. They don't seem to ever calculate for themselves the fact that their wife was, or the mother of their child, was most likely doing 24/7 unpaid domestic labor. And we know that the value of women's unpaid domestic labor in Australia is to the tune of trillions of dollars worth, right? They are not putting a monetary value on the way that the mother of their children sacrificed her career and took huge career potential and earning hits. And this is also why in Australia, when people get divorced, their retirement funds get pooled together and divided in acknowledgement of the fact that there's almost always one partner who is earning less, usually a woman who is taking care of children, so she is not earning retirement fund, and therefore she has to be compensated for that on the way out. So yeah, I think the TLDR is that men think that they're getting exploited in a divorce settlement when they have to give anything at all, because they have done like absolutely no analysis on the economics of gender and the economic politics of the heterosexual household, and they truly don't think that the patriarchal way that things are set up has inherently compromised their female spouse financially, and that they will be, if things are fair, they will be on the hook to rectify that now that the relationship is over. Lily Allen said that having kids ruined her career. Is it possible to have both career and kids? Thank you for asking this question, because I was really pleased to see Lily Allen make comments this honest, and I think it gives us a jumping point to talk about the idea of women having it all, which of course we have known for a really long time is not possible. Women cannot have both a full-time successful career and be full-time parents and be anything else on top of that, such as very fit, have hobbies, be active in the community, all the many things that women are expected to do and all the functions we're meant to have both in and outside of the home are not possible. It's not that women can have it all, it's that women are expected to do it all. Women can't have it all because we are busy facilitating men to have it all. And I really appreciate Lily Allen just being so honest that choosing to be a primary caregiver or being forced to be the primary caregiver ruined her career, because our society is not set up for people to do both. So if we're posing the question, can women have it all? The answer is only yes, if men step back and do for us what we have been doing for them. If men become the primary caregivers of our children, then we can have it all. We can have career. But think about how many erstwhile, independently successful women you saw drop off out of their career once they had children, whereas their father of their children in the same industry continued to rise in success. Have you seen Blake Lively ascending in her career since she had Ryan Reynolds' children? Versus look at how his career has ascended. Look at Barry Keoghan. That man is going to be one of the most in-demand workers in Hollywood over the coming 12 to 24 months. And is anybody asking him how he is going to balance parenthood and his work? No, I think it is fairly assumed that the mother of his child, who I believe he is no longer romantically involved with, is going to be taking on that burden of sacrificing her career in whatever way it's going to have to be sacrificed in order to raise that child and facilitate Barry Keoghan to go off and be this huge Hollywood star for however long his star is rising. Women only can't have it all because of patriarchal structures and systems, not because we are somehow incapable of doing it all. I think women have proved over and over again that we get as close to doing it all as a person possibly could. Men are not required to even prove that they can do it all. That's it for this Q&A. Thank you so much for listening. Find me on Instagram at SummerTothill. That's Summer with an O, spelt the same way as you see in this YouTube channel. I can't wait to see you there.